Special guest in our studios right now. I speak of Dami Im, and I'm delighted to say she's back with a brand new single called Super Love, and she's in our studios. Dami, it's lovely to see you.
Good to see you.
It's been quite a run since X Factor last year, hasn't it?
Yeah, so much has happened since then. Just busy, busy, busy.
Along the way, of course, going back to your place of birth, Korea as well.
Yeah. That was only recent that I got to go back, and I got to release my new single, Super Love, in Korea, and did a press conference where all the journalists come in to, interview and listen to, me sing a few songs. And, yeah, it did really well, actually.
How was your grasp of the mother tongue, given you've spent so much time now in Australia singing in English?
Yeah.
Was it a bit strange suddenly having all of these questions thrown at you?
Yeah, it's like, there were sort of the same questions that I've been answering a million times in Australia, but trying to say that in another language, it's like, it's a bit strange, Like, I knew what to say, but just before I got used to it, I had to try and figure out the correct terminology for, what's appropriate.
For anyone who was watching Sunday Night last week on Channel 7, they'd have seen you with Dami Minogue as part of the trip back to South Korea, and that included a visit to that demilitarised zone between South Korea and North Korea. Of course, we discovered your grandfather had come from North Korea across the border prior to the war, never went back after that. What was it like for you going back with your grandmother, your mother as well, and Dami Minogue as part of that visit?
It was quite an emotional experience for me, and as South Koreans, we're not really allowed to be there. It was hard. It took weeks of negotiations to get permission to go there, and, to have that opportunity. It was the first time for my grandma as well to ever go there.
I'd have been worried about the North Korean soldiers suddenly peering through the glass and taking photos, and then you're asked to move on, stop filming. What's it like when suddenly you're confronted with the reality of this closed-shop communist nation just a stone's throw from the country you grew up in?
Oh, you're exactly right. It's just a stone's throw, but when you're actually in South Korea, like, South Koreans don't really feel like they're that the reality, we don't really feel that when we're living. It's just same as, people living in Australia. We just, go about with, they're so busy just working and doing things, going to karaoke and all that. And then suddenly I realised, wow, like, it's so close. It's just right next to where we live.
You talk about karaoke, and we saw you do a bit of karaoke. Are there suddenly more popular songs like Jolene, for instance, given you did them throughout X Factor in South Korea, now that they see Dami Im doing her own version of Jolene?
I don't think I found Jolene there, but Danny and I, we went there, we sang Gangnam Style, we were dancing, we were singing Red Foo's Wiggle, Wiggle, Wiggle.
Yes, that's right.
So not sure about Jolene.
It's an amazing run when you think about it. Suddenly you've rubbed shoulders with Dani Minogue, with Kylie Minogue, her sister, Red Foo, Ronan Keating. And I don't know, you wouldn't have been aware of it at the time. When you first turned up to do Mariah Carey's Hero for X Factor, you could see when you announced what you were doing, the look of scepticism on Ronan's face, on Danny's face, thinking, oh no, who on earth would try Hero from Mariah Carey? Did you notice that at the time, or you're just that nervous? All you could think about was just trying to hit the opening notes.
I went up there and I actually thought, I've performed a lot in, like, churches, right?
Yes.
And that was my background. And usually in churches, they're just like, there are people just like, oh, that's nice, she's sweet. They're more like welcoming. So I thought if I say something, they would laugh with me. And so when Ronan asked me, so what can we expect from you today? And I said, awesome singing. And I thought people would be like, ha, 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 for some reason in my head.
It was a tougher crowd than the church crowd, wasn't it?
They were like, oh, what a loser. You could see those look on their faces. And I was like, okay, this is a really tough guy. And then I said Mariah Carey's Hero, and they just looked. I realised not everywhere is like my own church where they just love me, even if I just sing, really
You couldn't
badly.
feel the Christian spirit coming through there.
Not there.
You won them over pretty quickly, didn't you?
so surprised when they all changed the reactions and they all stood up on their feet, started cheering. It was, I was like, yes, I did it.
Tell me about the new song Super Love, because in part it is a tribute to Noah, who's been with you right throughout all of this. And
the message of the song was just so, it's happy, positive, everything that I wanted to portray as an artist, and it really reflected who I was, I felt.
Yeah.
So, and also super love. Everyone has their own super love, and everyone, I think, when they're having a tough day, if they are reminded of their super love, then it really gives them the strength to go on. And for me, that's Noah. And I hope that when people listen to this song, it reminds them of, that special person.
do you feel pressure at any point? Have you felt pressure along the way to conform to someone's idea as to who you should be as Dami Im?
I'm really lucky because I've established who I am on the show, during the show. So if, nobody can really say you have to be like someone else, you have to start, doing all this sexy stuff. People know that's not me already. Yeah. So even if I did that, everyone knows that it's not going to work.
Do you ever feel this was always your destiny? Because you grew up in a musical family, and basically all of the young kids in South Korea at some point either learn to sing or play an instrument, don't they?
Yeah. I don't think I, ever imagined that I could become, who I am today.
You can say famous. You almost balked there to say the word, don't you?
Yeah, well,
you are. You're famous. People recognise you.
I didn't think I would become famous. But, I think so many young people want to become famous, and I was just one of them. But I knew I couldn't become famous. I knew I wasn't, special enough. But I don't know. I guess God has something, some great purpose for me to be here. So that's what I believe. I think that's why I'm here. And there's so many people in the world who want to become famous. So
well, when was the last time you gave a piano lesson? It's a while back, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to teach. Before X Factor, I did group lessons and all these, tutoring for little kids, and then they were super excited when I was on TV, but they didn't realise I
wouldn't be
really
coming back. That's right. That's the last we've seen of Dami. She was such a good piano teacher, but an even better performer. There are worse things that could be said about you, Dami.
I hope that they're still proud of me and they find a better teacher.
They're still working on their scales as we speak, I'm sure of it.
Keep playing music.
I have no doubt. And in the meantime, of course, we can enjoy the brand new single, It Is Super Love. Congratulations on all you've done so far.
Oh, thank you so much.
We look forward to the album and the tours and all that's coming up for you. So fantastic to see you this morning, and good luck with it all.
Awesome, thank you.
The winner of X Factor, that's Dami Im.